Hey percussion students, in this video I'm going to go over all of our percussion patterns worksheet, and I'm going to play each of these exercises at two different tempos. One at 100 and then one at 132. So here is rhythm 1 starting at 100. Remember to follow your stickings. You have our right hand and our left hand. And you want to make sure, I'm a righty, so I don't want my right hand to be louder. Stick height, you need to keep stick height even all over the place. So here is rhythm 1. We are going to repeat each of these. Here we go. 1, 2, rhythm 1. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And here's that same rhythm on 120 and 132. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's go into rhythm number 2. So these are just our eighth notes. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Let's try that at 120, and on this exercise we're going to start with our left hand first. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's go into rhythm 3. Back down to 100. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Right, left, right, go. And at 132. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's move on to rhythm 4. Back down to 100. We have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. For this one, let's start on our left hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And on to rhythm 5. Oh, rhythm 4 at 132. Sorry for that. Left hand 2, ready, go. Now let's go on to rhythm 5. Here in rhythm 5, now we have our first instance of syncopation, which means that we play a rhythm that does not occur directly on the beat. So in rhythm 5, beat 1, quarter note, beat 2 is a quarter note, beat 3 begins with a half rest, and then you play on the second half of the beat. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I had quarter, quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter. Here, I do have quarter, quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter. I just don't say 3. So I go 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. So there was still a click where 3 goes. Let's try this one at the faster tempo. Right hand first, ready, go. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 4. 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 Try it on your left hand. Left, right, left, right. 1, 2, and 4. 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 Now, in measure 6, the 8th rest moves to beat 2. So we have 1 and 3, 4. So I don't say 2, but I say all the other syllables. 1 and 3, 4. Let's do this one. Right hand first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1. And now let's try this on our left hand first. Remember, pinkies, if any of your fingers are sticking out like that, it's not like that. That kind of looks weird, right? You want to keep your fingers curled in and more control. If you're moving your elbows, don't, right? We really want to make sure that we're only using our forearm muscles. So you should be able to stand perfectly still. So even when I have a high stick height, I'm not going like this. Right? Never have a stick go behind your head, because then you might hit yourself in the face. You don't want to do that. Let's go on to measure 7 now. 1 and 3 and 4. So we have an 8th note now on the and of 2 and on beat 3. So we have 1 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So the trick is to always just figure out what syllables are for everything, figure out what you say and what you don't say. So I would think 1, 2, and 3 and 4, but then I would take out the 2. 1 and 3 and 4. 1 and 3 and 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, measure 7. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now let's move on to number 8, and we're going to go back down to a slower tempo for this one. So now we have 16th notes, which means that I can fill in an entire measure with 16 beats, or fill in one beat with 4 hits. Here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Now let's try that. If we move on to measure 9, we have 8th notes on beat 1, 16th notes on beat 2, 8th notes on beat 3, and a quarter note on beat 4. So let's talk about the syllables for this one. We have the 8th notes are going to be 1 and. The 16th notes we move on to beat 2, so we start on 2. 2 E and a. Everyone say 2 E and a. 2 E and a. 2 E and a. And then measure beat 3 is also 8 notes, 3 and then quarter note 4. So 1 and 2 E and a, 3 and 4. And let's try this at measure 100. Tempo 100. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and the 3 and 4. Great. And let's try that one also at 132. This one might be a little difficult at this speed, but we're going to try it anyway. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. So don't freak out. Relax. Forearm. And don't raise your sticks too hard. 1 and 2 and a 3 and go. Great. And then for number 10, we're going to work on flams. Now, if you look at number 10, the quarter notes per right, left, happen on beat. So for a flam, the little note, it's called a grace note. The little note that's written right next to, it's a little eighth note written right to the left of the big note. That means that my left hand is going to play nice and low, and my right hand is going to play nice and high, and they're going to be right after each other. So if I have one stick low and one stick high, and I leave at the same time, so this hits directly before. I went slow-mo on you. Ready? Boom, boom, boom. See how this hand is so much higher? So here are just regular quarter notes. Here's flams. See how it just adds a little bit more energy and emphasis? So for number 10, we're going to go right. So for each of these, after my right hand hits, my right hand stays down, and my left hand now has to go up. Let's try that at 100. It's going to take some practice. If you don't get it right at first, just keep doing it. So yeah. 2. So I want you to, if any of those 1 through 10 were a little difficult, I want you to go back. Feel free to repeat number 2 or repeat number 7. Just use this video at whatever speed you like, and I hope this helps. So I miss you guys. I miss working with you guys, and be on the lookout for the bells video that you'll be getting next week. See ya!